Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Permex Petroleum's channel. We're sitting here once again with Mehran, and we wanted to discuss some interesting recent events. But Mehran, first off, how's it going?
Good. It's been interesting times this week.
Yeah. I mean, everybody seems to be aware of what's going on, but I figured someone like you would be able to really shed some light on the situation. So, Mehran, what's going on with this pipeline? What do they mean by cyber attack, and what does this imply?
So the Colonial pipeline cyber attack, which was conducted by hackers, digital hackers, demanding Bitcoin payment or crypto payment, this occurred last week, essentially on Friday, and it's been going on now, and it'll end probably this Friday, hopefully. It's disrupted the pipeline. The pipeline needed to be shut down due to this cyber attack, just in case. And we see how important this pipeline is. Colonial, it's one of the conduits distributions that distributes gasoline, diesel, jet fuel from the Gulf Coast, from Texas, all the way to New York. This is what's been disrupted right now.
Oh, okay. So, what does this imply for your common person, though? So you see people going out and getting a bunch of gas. Is that the right move? What should people be doing? Is there anything that individuals should be doing right now?
Well, it depends how much you need the gas because gas prices are going up. If you look at it, the gas prices have not been above three since 2014. Okay.
Mhm.
Right now here in Dallas, even, which this does not really impact us, gas is going at $3.14. So should they be buying it? I would recommend, yeah, filling up. If this is going to hurt your bottom line as far as your pocketbook, there's
Mhm.
nothing wrong with trying to fill up. Keep in mind, this pipeline goes through 5,500 miles,
Mhm.
distributes approximately 5 million barrels of oil a day, equivalent, 5 million barrels, I should say, gasoline a day, equivalent to 100 million gallons a day.
Wow.
Goes to 20 refineries, goes through 200 distribution centers. This is what's offline. It's one of the biggest in the US. And the only one comes close to this pipeline is Kinder Morgan's pipeline that goes in the same direction. But they only have approximately 700,000 barrels capacity.
Mm.
Compare that to 5 million.
Okay. Well, kind of getting into it, what could have been done to prevent this? What can we do to stop this from happening again?
So here's the problem. The cyber attacks are going to happen. That's
Yeah.
inevitable. But what we need to look at is why are we so dependent on this pipeline? Why have we been placed in a way that it's skewed so much towards one pipeline that if it goes down, gasoline prices across the U.S. go up? You have to take a look at that and figure out why all the refineries on the East Coast started shutting down. As they started shutting down, refining capacity went down in those areas. Dependency on Gulf Coast production to be transported there went up. Hence, this pipeline's important. So
Mm.
I boil it down to one: refinery capacity. Refineries continuing to shut down due to environmental issues, due to political issues. If that hadn't happened, there would be some refining in that area. And the second would be regulations. Again, stockpiling. We are regulated in the US to stockpile gasoline. But guess what? Jet fuel is stockpiled. You go across all of the airports, you'll see a lot of jet fuel storages. All those tanks are jet fuel. So gasoline is not stored as much. And that's something that maybe should be considered. But I don't believe under the current administration, these will be reviewed. I believe under the current administration, the attacks, cybersecurity and crypto-related demands will be reviewed, but nothing to actually fix the core problem, which is inevitably we don't want to be dependent on one source. We want to be dependent on multiple. If we have those storage capacities, if such a thing happens, guess what? The consumer is not going to get hit as hard.
Yeah, this is like you and I were talking off camera. This is like the third thing this year to happen to oil already. And I mean, last year there was obviously strange things going on with it too. What would you say? Do you think our oil situation is too centralized right now? Like it has these very fine points in which if something goes wrong, everything is a me.
I think it is because here's the problem. You have a lot of the states that are banning, that are doing certain regulations to hinder it, but yet they depend on it.
Yeah.
So they depend on it and they depend on the states that don't have those regulations. And to get it to them, there's conduits, there's ways to get it. Now, I want to give you an example. I feel bad for the people in Georgia, specifically Atlanta, because they're landlocked. So you look at New York, New Jersey, those areas, they can still get it from various locations to a degree. It might even take a couple of weeks for them to get it from Europe because Europe's going to be sending it.
Mhm.
But Atlanta, they're landlocked. So why would we put states, cities in that situation? We just shouldn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're getting a lot of interesting knowledge about the oil industry this year, and it's definitely showing people like, hey, this is one of the most important resources we ever had, and we are in no way not dependent on oil still. We very much need it
No,
in our
and
day-to-day life.
again, we'll go back on this, and there's a lot of opinions on it, but we are going to be dependent on oil for generations to come. The dependency might get less fractional, slowly get less, but we will always depend on it. And let's just find ways to make sure that it benefits us and we don't throw wrenches in front of transporting it. Right now, for instance, if you think the storage was an issue, guess how all of this gasoline is going to be transported? It's going to be via trucks. Now,
Mhm.
do you think that's an environmental disaster waiting to happen? I think so. Transporting food and gasoline via truck is much riskier than pipeline. So why not allow more pipelines? Why not allow more storage? So this happens. And now, guess what? If one of those trucks, 10 of those trucks goes off rail, that's an environmental impact. We should avoid those.
Yeah, yeah. The whole pipeline thing is another giant conversation that we could have someday. But yeah, the
We
current
will one day.
administration's kind of aiming for environmental friendliness while shooting themselves in the foot. I think it is what it is.
There's
But
a fair balance. There
yeah,
should
there
be a
is.
fair balance. We should definitely protect the environment. We should definitely ban certain things that are truly detrimental to the environment, but we should not look at it from a political lens. We should look at it from a truly environmental lens
True.
and looking at it from an economic lens.
Agreed, agreed. All right. Well, if anyone has any questions about the cyber attack on the pipeline or anything else oil related, we'll be very happy to hop on a video and answer them for you. Thank you for watching. Mehran, thanks for coming on as always. Have a wonderful
No
day.
problem. Keep an eye on the gas prices.